Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan for each and every person's life. When something is taken away from you, it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intends to replace it with something even better. Even though you may not understand why things happen the way they do, why the events occur, but there is always a greater wisdom behind them. Think of this life just like a jigsaw puzzle. Individual pieces may not make sense until the entire picture is complete. So if you pick one piece or other piece, it's not going to give you any meaning. So it is important to have a strong trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan, as if you are just one part of that puzzle. The bigger picture, which only and only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, will eventually make everything clear. Just think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not made anything without a purpose. So keep going on in your life journey, knowing that while you make your plans, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has His own plans, and His plans are the best and the most perfect. So things to remember is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate planner and creator of the whole universe. So we must have firm belief that everything that happens in our life is a part of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's divine plan. So when we shift our thinking, this belief provides comfort and purpose to us, as we see events in our lives as not just random occurrence, but as a part of a larger and a meaningful plan. And also remember that when you experience a loss or something is taken away from you, it is not necessarily a negative event. Instead, it is seen as a way for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to create space for something so that you can have something better in your life. So this perspective definitely encourages a mu'min to remain hopeful and patient during difficult times, believing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has something positive in store for them. And there is a greater wisdom in everything, because sometimes you will go through hardships or face challenges that they may not even understand at that moment. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows why He's making those people struggle. And there is a purpose to their struggles. And also it might lead to personal growth, learning, or maybe some other positive outcomes in the long run. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Mulk, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفُورُ. Verse number 2. That He, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the one who created death and life to test you, as to which of you is the best indeed. And He is the exalted in might and the forgiving. So when we go back and look at the analogy of jigsaw puzzle, we understand that life's events, when viewed individually, may not always make sense. However, just as the pieces of puzzle eventually come together to create a complete picture, the events in our life will eventually fit together to reveal a meaningful and purposeful existence. And definitely as Muslims, we must understand, we must acknowledge, we must believe with conviction that while we make our own plans, we decide our own things, ultimately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan is superior and perfect. The stronger our iman is, the better the outlook will be, because this thought provides a framework for a moment to find meaning, hope, and resilience in the face of life challenges and uncertainties, even when the immediate circumstances may be difficult for us to comprehend.